What's up, YouTube? This is Ashonti with yet another Girl on Fire production. Today I am going to talk about the dating website Eharmony. I've had friends, girlfriends for some time now tell me about Eharmony. Some of them have even actually met their soulmate or their significant other that they're now married to on the site. So even though I'm not actually looking to get married right now, I just heard it was a great dating site, so I said, what the heck, let me check it out. So I've been on it for a little while now, and I kind of like the process of like having to ask and answer all these questions before you actually get in a conversation with somebody. That part about Eharmony is cool. So anyways, let's speed up to just a couple days ago. So I met this guy on Eharmony, and cool guy, great communicator, definitely have some things in common. Awesome, right? Awesome possum. So this guy lives in Orlando. I live in Miami, and for all of those that don't know the distance between the two, it's about a 3-hour drive south from Orlando to Miami. So a couple days after, we actually initiated a phone conversation, it was decided that he wanted to drive up to Miami to meet me and, go on a date. So we went on a date, and the date was great. We went to Morton Steakhouse. The food was great. The conversation was great. Like the guy. So I was feeling kind of bad. I didn't really know what he had on his mind, but, at the same time, I still don't know him well enough to offer for him to stay at my house. But I did figure that I can offer to make him some coffee for the 3-hour drive that he had back to Orlando at now 1 o'clock in the morning. So we get to my house, and I'm in the kitchen. I'm, brewing coffee for him, and he asks, do you mind if I put my feet up? And as you can see, I have an ottoman. Of course, put your feet up. That's what that's there for. Go ahead, no problem. So I come in from the kitchen, and as soon as I turn that corner right there, I smelled his feet. So I was kind of trying to keep it cool. I wasn't going to make too big of a deal out of it. But as I sat down, obviously the smell got a little bit more poignant. So I'm trying to figure out, what should I tell him? Should I tell him that his feet smell? Should I? And mind you, it's already kind of a little bit of a risk that I had offered him to come over to the house so I can make him some coffee, because I still don't really know him that well. Even though we've been chatting on Eharmony and we had a great date still. So I didn't want to blow up the scene. So, I quickly and politely made his coffee to go, and he left. So I'm thinking about it. I even called my sister that night. I'm like, dude, the guy was great, but his feet smelled so terrible. And this is a 37-year-old man. I feel like if me at 27, if I could have my hygiene and everything like that intact, why can't he? So I'm talking to my sister about it, and I'm like, am I being too picky or this or this or that? And she gave me her opinion, which was no. Hygiene is a #1 standard for me, and we went on about our day. So I guess, he kind of felt that I had backed up a little bit because he hit me. I think it was at the end of the next day or something like that. And he's like, hey, what did you think about the other night? And I said, can I be honest with you? Your feet smelled really bad. And, there's really no other way to say it but that. Your feet smelled terrible. I mean, I had a great time, but even if, because I've had instances where I've taken off my shoes before maybe, or whatever, and they've smelled a little unfavorable, they've been a little tart. And just as soon as I slip my feet out of my shoes, when I smell that of myself, that's as soon as I slip my feet right back into my shoes. That's disgusting, and it's rude. And he said that it wasn't his feet, it was his shoes, and he apologizes and he's really embarrassed, but he appreciates my honesty and yet. So I guess I am putting this YouTube out today. And by the way, that didn't necessarily completely ruin it for him either. But I am putting this YouTube out today to stress the importance of hygiene on men and women's parts. I mean, I don't know about everybody else, but hygiene is like, that's like up there for me. I would rather date a decent looking guy that had great hygiene than a stank Morris chestnut. And Morris chestnut is falling. You understand what I'm saying? Hygiene is extremely important, okay? Let's just make sure our hygiene is on point, because just like first impressions last, so do first scents, okay? Let's keep it fresh. Girl on Fire production.